Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we are doing a damage test on Aranea. Now, she was a little tricky to get the damage test out because this Bahamut fight that I like to damage test on actually does the thing where you can't break them, which is pretty important for Aranea, right? So I did find another stage that I tried, but I kind of got annoyed with it. So what I figured I would do here is actually, I brought Penelo with because I figured I could just do Penelo FR. Because Aranea's FR, like, you need to be breaking to get the most out of the FR. So her FR just would not work properly here. But, like, I kind of thought about it, like, her not breaking won't really affect the damage test as long as I have a proper FR effect up where I'm still getting the gains I want. So we're actually going to do a Penelo FR. We're going to echo with Aerith, echo with Aranea, and try to get as high of a gauge as I can while still having the enemies alive to go in and do this damage test. So for reference, my highest damage test I've done is Rex at 577 million. Now, I know other players have done like 600 mil plus with similar characters. I know a lot of players are using Ursula. Ursula is really good for damage testing because of like the Brave gains and Brave cap that she does. But the thing is, I don't have Ursula BT, so I can't use her. And I'm actually trying to keep mine more consistent to the similar characters so that I can like gauge the characters properly. Because if I do different setups for all the characters, it might not be as balanced, right? So my standard setup has pretty much been what Aranea, Core, and then the damage dealer, right? So here, I took out Core for Penelo just because I needed a better FR. So keep in mind, Aranea is not getting Core follow-ups as we do this damage test, as we compare to like the other characters. But Yuffie was able to hit 500 mil plus. Rex did over 500 mil. Beatrix put up some really good numbers in her damage test. So yeah, these characters this month, just huge amounts of ridiculous damage dealers have come out this month. It's kind of crazy to see like all the, and we still have Astos yet to come, right? So Astos is still coming, and just a plethora of insane damage dealers. And Aranea, I think, is no exception. She's gonna be putting up some really, really nice numbers in this video. So we do have force time started right away. What I've had to do in this Bahamut fight is ramp ridiculously fast and just get into it. So now we're getting Penelo BT effect up, and then we're just going to start echoing away, and we are going to get and see what kind of damage our girl Aranea can be putting up here. We shall see. And once again, you can maybe think to yourself, where do you think she's going to compare to like Rex and all these other characters? Will she be able to hit 500 million in this setup? We'll see. So here comes the Mega Flare, no damage. The thing with Aranea is she does have a nice mix of like single target and AoE attacks. Alright, so here comes the double echo. The nice thing with Penelo is we get really fat echoes from Aerith. I think these are 150 we get. Yeah, 155. I mean, dude, you can't beat that for a free turn echo to get 155. You're pushing the gauge up so fast. This is why Penelo is still ridiculous. Like, do not feel bad if you picked up Penelo. That Penelo Aerith banner, which I believe is still up at the day I'm recording this video, that is still like one of the best banners I feel like in the game's history. Like that banner is so freaking good. If I were a new player, I would be going ham on that banner till I had both of those characters. They're so good. All right. Yep, so 75% there. So yeah, we're already up to 615. So now it's just a matter of, do I think I can echo with Aranea, or do I just need to hop in? Actually, I think we just hop in, don't we? Because I feel like I'm going to do too much damage if we keep going. I pre-recorded this. I'm trying to remember. I'm checking all my stuff. I do have high-speed maneuver. So, oh yeah, that's right. So I have high-speed maneuver on. So my idea was I wanted to echo and then get a free turn. But the thing is I think they're in a non-breakable state right now. So I was thinking for a hot minute on this because I'm like, if we could break and then get a free turn, that would be perfect. So we do echo, we take the risk here. Because yeah, see, they don't break, they're in a non-breakable state. That's the one annoying thing about this fight. There's been a couple of characters that doing this has been a struggle with because breaking has been pretty important. But we'll take the 95%. And then all I have to do here is just get to another Aranea turn. So with Penelo, I believe I just Fatal Dance, or I just Brave. Yeah, I just Brave Attack. I'm just like, I just don't want to do damage. So we Brave Attack, still get 75%. And then this is perfect. It's going to put us at Aranea at turn 7, which is right where we want to go. Yep, and then now the Dragon Ward is gone, so we can actually break them right now. So we're going to go Burst Phase. Starting at 785 is pretty good. We'll just put it that way. Starting at 785 is pretty dang good. So now we can just start blasting attacks. So let's blast the EX. The other thing too that you have to think about too when you watch these damage tests, the characters do go into their burst phase at slightly different percentages. So we have to keep in mind some characters are starting off at a higher percent and some are starting a little bit lower when they go in. 785 I feel like is pretty high to be going in at. So there we are, 43 mil with 14 mil on the sides just immediately. Pretty dang good. We're pushing towards max gauge already. And now it's just, we're to the races, just doing a bunch. So I do favor High Wind here, because against 3 targets, I think you do get more damage out of High Wind. Because that is the AoE attack. And then the big air drive finishers, which are so good. So there's another 50 mil shot. So I think pretty much every button we're pressing is going to be 50 mil plus at this point, which is a ridiculous amount of damage. And that's not even counting the overflow on the side enemies, right? So now let's do the LD at 940. Yeah, just crazy the amount of damage he's doing. Holy cow. Air driving it up. There's a 53 mil shot. And keep in mind, this is without core. So we're leaving damage on the table because core could be swooping in and taking extra hits, right? Although with core, I mean, we maybe wouldn't have had the gauges high, so I guess that's the trade-off. So maybe it kind of balances out. Because with Penelo's FR, we got that gauge way higher than we normally do this pretty early. So I'd say this is going to be a pretty fair assessment of Aranea. 65 million right there. So yeah, she's up there with like Tifa for like most damage in a single hit. Because Tifa isn't getting the splash that Aranea is. So like, she's insane. Like, with the characters we've gotten this month, it's the first time I felt like Tifa isn't, like, the best DPS in the game. Like, even single target, right? Like, we're finally surpassing her. It's kind of crazy. But these are characters that had to come so early. Like, these are characters that were supposed to be in, like, October. We were supposed to be getting Sephiroth and Aranea in freaking October. So, it's kind of crazy how early we got them. So, that's why their damage is looking so good. Here's the FR attack at full gauge. And I actually think this does less. Let's see. So this one does, yeah, 60 mil. So we did, what, 65 mil with a High Wind, right? Dragoon Dive hits harder. So for single target, we probably would have been in that 70-something mil range on a Dragoon Drive. But I didn't use it. Because I wanted to focus on getting the biggest damage I could, and I had to do all the AoE attacks here. Alright, so let's see. What is our girl Aranea finishing out? 535, so pretty good. Welcome to the 500 mil club, Aranea. Once again, I know other players can optimize this more than me, but for just what I'm doing, with the setups I'm doing, that's pretty dang good, dude. 535, pretty good for my girl Aranea. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.